What the? Mm. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let me stop that. I'm trying to call out for that. Mm-hmm. This man talking about I'm injured. Man, A-Rod doesn't want to come back out. He's like, we might not win this one. I'm gonna just back out on this one. Talking about, oh, I got an injury out of nowhere. He got an injury. Okay, A-Rod, we believe you. I'm kidding. I don't know if he's got an injury or not. I'm not here to judge that. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. I think we're good. There we go. Let me put this up. Get some things up. I got a little time to talk here. Just making sure I get some things set up here before I get started. It's the usual, the usual, the usual, the usual. Okay. Yeah, we pretty much good to go. What is this? Wow, what a waste. Ay vey. All right. This should be interesting. I got, what, half an hour? I guess maybe a little bit more to talk about this. Oh, let me fix my hat on properly. I got half an hour. Maybe a little bit more to talk about this. Maybe we should talk about this as the week goes on. I should make like a Greg Roman live stream every single day. That might be the go-to move. Because Ravens flock is really feeling the pressure right now. They are angry. They are hurt. They are affected. Losing to Jacksonville really hurt. I ain't gonna lie. That really hurt the fan base. And you could tell. The fans are so tired of the gimmicks, man. They're not trying to deal with this crap anymore. But before I actually even do, let me put this on charger. Should be a fun one either way, because you already know this is going to be a problem. All right. Hi, Ravens flock. It's a bit of a late stream here. I wanted to do it earlier, but I was busy with some things, so I actually I wasn't by my computer to be able to get things started. But I got half an hour to kind of just sit here and talk about some of the things we got to deal with. Greg Roman, that is the topic here today. Honestly, I don't really have much to say on the. Let me take this off. I don't have much to say on the negative aspect of Greg Roman here. I really don't. It's been quite the day. When I woke up today, I did not expect the Ravens to lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, but the way they lost was really bad. You know, if they just didn't show up offensively and defensively, we would already be pissed off and saying they failed to execute. But it was another one of those games where they should have won and didn't win. I really don't know what to say here. At some point, you just look at the team and you just think to yourself, this is what they are. This is who they present themselves to be. Lamar Jackson seems very frustrated with how things are happening, man. This man, in the press conference today, You could tell he's just not having any of it. He's not with the gimmicks. He's not in the mood to deal with anybody's crap. And you could tell. You could tell he is not in the mood to deal with anybody's crap right now. And yeah, he's just not with it right now. He is not with it at all. He seemed very irritated, somewhat pissed off for the most part. He just does not seem like he wants to be messed with at all today, and it clearly showed. They asked him a question about how did the field, they asked him about him losing here and in college, and then him losing here again in the pros, and how he felt to lose. And he was like, "What do you think? How do you think I'd feel? How would you feel if you lost or something like that?" Lamar is not with the gimmicks right now. And then one of the fans decided to go at him, so Lamar came right back him and just roasted the guy. Lamar has been on demon time since before the season started, but you can tell he's definitely on edge. He's just not trying to deal with this crap right now. He's not. He's just not trying to deal with this crap, and things as a whole with Baltimore just does not look good. Even if they make the playoffs, I don't look at this team and say, "Oh yeah, they're gonna go far. They're gonna go the distance." I don't know if you can sit back and say that with the way they look and the way they've played. There have been more cohesive teams in the AFC, and I don't like what I see there. It's a problem. It's an actual problem. It's not a good thing, and it's a concern that I just don't know what you do. I really don't know what you do. I've said if things are not working out with the personnel, maybe you got to make some changes, okay? If the things are not working out with the personnel, you got to make some changes. And changes haven't been made, so I don't know what to tell you. The team continues to talk about how they're going to improve on certain aspects, and then they fail to improve on those aspects, so what do I do with that? You keep talking about how you're going to improve on executing this and executing that, and then you fail to improve on those moments, and then what happens then? You talk about how you're going to improve, you don't improve, we're back here next week with the same thing, and how are we supposed to take that? Like, come on, man. Ravens really needed another veteran wide receiver to start the year. They can have as many veteran receivers as they want. With the way this team plays, it wouldn't have mattered. They can get another veteran receiver. They probably won't use him. I mean, you're going to give him 3, 4, 5 snaps for a half, and then the other half try to give him another 5 snaps. They wouldn't use that veteran receiver worth a damn. You saw last week they utilized the hell out of Demarcus Robinson. This week he barely got any looks. After that one pass down the field, he had 2 looks that I really know of. The missed touchdown and then the drop touchdown by him. Other than that, Demarcus Robinson didn't get that many looks. So another veteran receiver wouldn't really do much. I feel your pain. We have someone worse. His name is Matt Canada. Matt Canada sucks. But here's the thing. He's definitely terrible. I do not doubt that. But he's terrible, and you guys are working with a rookie quarterback. Our offensive coordinator is inconsistent, and we're working with a quarterback that's won an MVP. That's an entirely different outlook. But yeah, Matt Canada is terrible. I mean, he's got to go. I don't even know why he's still in Pittsburgh. Like, the guy sucks. He can't drop plays worth a damn. Why is he still there? But that's something for Pittsburgh fans to deal with. I'm not a Steelers fan. That's his problem. That's y'all problem. Y'all deal with Matt Canada. I'm not here to deal with that nonsense. But he can't drop. Really, he can't draw plays. Like, I'll be watching sometimes with the Steelers, and some of the plays they have on third down, what is he even thinking would have to, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. I'm not here to talk about Matt Canada. That guy is a whole mess of his own. Steelers fans, you deal with that. Back on topic with Greg Roman. I don't think you can sit back and say Greg Roman was the reason you lost this game here, because there was a lot of times where you just failed to execute. The drop touchdown pass, the overthrow. There was some things just execution-wise that they weren't able to capitalize on. But my thing about it is, we always say that about the Ravens. How many weeks are going to go by where we keep saying is the execution? If execution is an issue consistently, then at some point you got to look at the coach and say, well, what are you doing to get these guys to perform better? Like, as a coach, what improvements are you making to make this issue stop? Because if you're consistently dealing with a problem, then I got to look at the coach and say, what are you doing to help ease that problem? Because I get it. The players play the game. I understand that. The players play the game, and the first people who need to be held responsible for a performance are the players that went out there. Mark Andrews dropped the touchdown. Demarcus Robinson dropped the touchdown. Lamar did overthrow DeMarc Robinson on another touchdown. That was the first one that could have been there down the field. He overthrew him, though people are making comments saying that DeMarcus Robinson didn't fully run the route. I'm not here to deal with semantics there. That was a missed opportunity there. Then the drop touchdown by DeMarcus Robinson. The drop touchdown by Josh Oliver, which again, it was a high throw, but it was a catchable ball. The drop touchdown that was in the hands of Mark Andrews, which was completely unacceptable. That was the one that personally pissed me off. I mean, it's just like, look at all these misses. Miss. Execution definitely has a factor to play into this, and you have to hold the players responsible. But when it consistently becomes an issue, then I got to turn to the coach and say, well, what are you doing about it? You're the coach. I get they're not doing anything. Well, what are you doing as a coach to either put them in a situation where they can't perform well, or doing what? Oh, Jesus, I don't know what I want to say. What are you doing to either put them in the position that's going to benefit them, or put them in a position that's going to improve their overall success rate? Not benefit them, because if you're benefiting them, you're making it easier. But if you're putting them in a position to improve, that means you're making adjustments schematically to help the offense improve. Benefiting them is running plays that best fit the strength of certain players, which we don't do. We never run plays for our receivers, so that's always been thrown out the table. So we never run plays that benefit our receivers because we don't run plays for receivers. So you have to look to the side that's going to run plays that help improve the offense. So what are you doing schematic-wise to help improve the offense? Because if we're failing to execute time in and time out and time in and time out, and it becomes a consistent thing, what are you doing as a coach to improve on that? I don't know. Hey, bro, I don't like Roman, but this game's not on him. You can't be known for a defensive team and lose with up 7 and 2 minutes left, all on the defense. Yeah, like I said, I didn't blame this game on Greg Roman. I had issues with Greg Roman. Like I said in my recap video, I had issues with Greg Roman's play calling and the inconsistency, but I was just talking in a general term, not in terms of what happened in this game. I mean, the defense, again, choked in the fourth quarter, gave up 18 points. So I didn't blame this on Roman. At the end of the day, Roman's just doing what they have him here doing. They hired him to do this, and he's just doing his job. So I'm really just looking at the coaching staff as a whole. With me just talking about Greg Roman in my recap video, that was just in general. I wasn't trying to put the blame on Greg Roman. I want to be very specific there. I'm not saying Greg Roman was the reason we lost. I made sure to specify in that video that we gave up 18 points in the fourth quarter, and now that's an embarrassment. I made sure to specify that. For 3 quarters, the offense wasn't doing a damn thing, but in the fourth quarter, they started getting something going. They had 15 points in the fourth. Meanwhile, the defense gave up 18 points, and that's how we lose a football game. So I made sure to specify that the defense choking in the fourth and giving up 18 points was a big factor into why we lost that football game. But I also covered the 3 quarters of nothing happened offensively. So, no, Dane, I'm not trying to specifically say Greg Roman is the reason for that. I'm not saying that. I'm just pointing out the general terms of Greg Roman in terms of what he's done in the past, how he's been inconsistent, and how it's kind of held the team back, and how, you know, when things aren't going right, you would need your offensive coordinator to step up and help implement changes or improvements that are going to help this team moving forward. But that doesn't happen with Greg Roman. So why is he still here? That's the question. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Greg Roman's not getting fired. The man has probably the most secure job in the National Football League. This team doesn't have the guts to fire him. Like I said in my video, they don't have the guts to fire him. The man's going to walk into Owings Mills, Maryland, Monday morning, not even worried, not going to break a sweat. He's going to know damn well he's not losing his job, and he's going to sit back and relax in his chair because he's not going anywhere. And he has no reason to fear his job. Do you think the Marvin Jones catch was a touchdown? It's debatable because it comes down to his right leg. Did the shin touch inbounds? Did it touch the turf inbounds before, he went out? Because his ankle was down. His right ankle was down, and it kind of looked like his shin touched a little. It's a difficult call. It's a difficult call. I can make the argument and say, no, I don't think it should have been counted as a touchdown, but it was already a difficult call to make in the first place. So The problem with that is they already ruled it to be a touchdown. My thing about it is when they rule it to be a touchdown, getting that to overturn is going to be very difficult because you need clear evidence that he was out, and that evidence that they show wasn't clear enough to determine whether or not he actually had that shin bone down in bounds or not. I feel if they would have ruled that as an incomplete, they're not overturning that as a touchdown because, again, the evidence there would be too unclear to be able to make that choice. It really just comes down to what they saw on the field. Had they ruled that incomplete, that wouldn't have counted as a touchdown. I believe so. I think it just came down to the ruling on the field, and they chose to go with that because it's like there's not enough clear evidence to overturn it either way. If they would have said incomplete, that would have been an incomplete play. Simple as that. But there's not enough evidence there at the end of the day because when you look at it, the part of it, one shot looks like he was potentially in and he got part of his shin bone in bounds, which would count. If you get anything past the ankle touches on the in bounds, that counts as a touchdown. But then you look at another angle, it just looks like he was out. So there's angles that kind of look like he was in and kind of look like he was out. So there's not enough conclusive evidence to try and make an assessment. That's why I feel like they just chose to stick with the ruling that they had there just because there was nothing you could really look at the end of the day that could have helped you clearly assess whether or not that should be counted as a touchdown or not. If they would have ruled it to be incomplete, it would have been an incompletion. That's just what I think it would have been. Ravens should just sign Deshaun Jackson instead of moving him up game to game from the practice squad. They're not going to do that. They're just not going to do that. So, I mean, you don't have to waste your time. They're not going to do that. Is our fullback a wide receiver? Absolutely. Absolutely. You could consider him a wide receiver 2 or a wide receiver 3 because in Greg Roman's offense, it's depth. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I agree with your take on Roman. Do you think we need to fire our head coach? It seems like he is better being a motivational speaker, not coaching. I mean, people have been calling for People have been calling for John Harbaugh's job for a year now. After the events of what happened last year, where several of his decision-making for going for it for 2-point conversions and some of the decisions he made last year that specifically cost us football games, after that happened, people said he needed to go. And then this year, some of the things that are happening that you're seeing is costing us games. They're looking at Harbaugh and saying your decision-making is affecting that, and you're not doing anything to change anything. You're not holding the coaching staff accountable. You're not really holding much. You're not doing anything. It's just that you're going to the media and saying we're going to improve, and then you're coming out here with the team, and they're half the time they're not ready to play, or they come out slow, or they don't improve on the same issue. So nothing's really changing. You're saying one thing, and then another thing's happening. So people have gotten tired of it. Everyone feels his message is stale. It's gotten old. So the fan base, well, at least a good chunk of the fan base believes he needs to go. So if they want to fire him, they would have to look towards the end of the season, in my opinion. If they want to fire him, I don't think you fire him in the regular season. I'm sorry, I don't think you do that. His coaching philosophy's been here for 15 years. You can't just get rid of that in the middle of the season and assume that you can just try to go on a run. No, if you're going to get rid of John Harbaugh, it would be in the offseason so you can bring in somebody new that will have the entire offseason to implement his own system and his own philosophy to the team. You cannot do that mid-season. You can fire an offensive coordinator and promote somebody else, but firing a head coach changes everything. It's as simple as that. So I don't think Harbaugh should be fired, at least not during the regular season. If you want to debate after the season ends, depending on how this season ends for the Ravens, feel free to. But right now, I wouldn't fire him mid-season. I just wouldn't. If we do fire Roman, who do you want to replace him with? Again, I've always said you got T. Martin here. You might as well just promote T. Martin to be your offensive coordinator because trying to go out and look for an offensive coordinator at this stage of the season is not going to happen. So you just have to do what we did in 2012, you know. You fired Cam Cameron, you promoted Jim Caldwell, he became the offensive coordinator, and you found a way to win the Super Bowl. Not saying that's going to happen this year if you were to fire Greg Roman and promote T. Martin, but it will get a change in the play calling, so it is what it is. I'm going to be honest. I feel like this is Roman's last game because the way Lamar's tweeting and showing his frustration, I think Roman gets fired tomorrow. I'm going to tell you right now, bro, just like I said in my video where I said the Ravens don't have the guts to fire Greg Roman is not worried about a damn thing. This franchise ain't got no guts to fire the dude. Like I said in the video, He's going to go into Owing Mills, Maryland on Monday morning. He's going to grab himself a cup of coffee. He's going to grab himself some donuts. He's going to walk into his office, sit on his chair, lean back, put his feet up, relax, and just sit back and relax and chill out because his job is not in jeopardy. He's not getting fired tomorrow. He's not. I would be absolutely ecstatic if he was fired tomorrow. You'd see me come out here celebrating that in the video. But guess what? It's not going to happen. That man is secure. His job security is at 2,000. He's not getting fired. So let it go. It's not happening. It's not happening. The sooner you accept it, the better. It's not going to happen. Do you think we will resign Lamar or stick to our roots and spend that money on defense and resign Roquan? I have no clue what they're going to do. I have no clue. So I don't know if they're going to resign him or not. I have no idea what they're going to do. You got two guys here who are representing themselves that are going to be quote unquote free agents for the most part that are due for a contract. And both of them are going to be costly contracts. I have no idea what the Ravens are going to do. So I can't really give you an answer. I hope they resign Lamar Jackson, but I have no clue if that's going to happen. If Roman stays, do you think Lamar walks at the end of the year? Well, he can't walk. They're going to have to give him he's going to have to be franchise tagged. Now, of course, he could choose not to sign it, but that means he's just not going to play football. And Lamar's not going to miss a year of football just so he can get away from a team. He's going to play on the tag if they choose to franchise tag him. And when they can no longer franchise tag him, he'll either be traded if the Ravens really don't want to pay him, or he'll just walk on his own, whatever happens. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to walk at the end of the year. He can't walk at the end of the year. The Ravens can still franchise tag him, so he can't go anywhere. Roman is not getting fired. I blame some of the players for this loss. The players need to execute. I mean, we say this every week. Tunji, you're absolutely right. The players need to execute. Like I said, they need to execute. But here's the thing. We're saying this every week. And when it becomes a consistent thing, at some point, you got to look at the coach and ask, what are you doing? If your offense is consistently failing to execute week in and week out, what is the offensive coordinator doing? What are the coaches doing to improve this? How come every week they're failing to execute? That's a problem. I can get it if it's once, twice, hell, 3 times in the season, cool. But they're consistently failing to execute. When it becomes a consistent issue, now you have to look at the coaching staff and saying, what are you implementing that is helping this team? What are you doing to improve this issue? How are you solving this problem? And if you're not improving it, why are you here? So I agree that they need to execute, but the players definitely do hold a good chunk of the blame for how they played. But at some point, you gotta look at the coaching staff and saying, "What are you doing? Like seriously, what are you doing?" Watson, come on, Watson, come on, Watson, come on, Watson, 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 yes, yes, please, 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 hold up. Hold up. Sorry, I'm doing something else. Don't mind me for a second here. Oh my God, Watson. Watson, you are a legend, bro. Bro, Watson, you are a legend. Watson, you're a legend. Watson, my man's. My friend, you are a legend. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You are appreciated. Oh, wow. I got to do this again. You are appreciated, Deshaun Watson. No. Not every Watson's that Watson. Sorry, I'm just looking at something here. That might be for something else. Sorry, I was looking at something. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Yeah, at some point you gotta look at the coaching staff and hold them accountable and ask them, what are you doing to improve this team? What are you doing to improve the offense? What are you doing to fix the issues? The same issues that have been here are the same issues that's always been there. Juan, you just come here to bug people, don't you? Like, you don't really have anything to add. You just come here to troll and then just leave. Y'all are some weird individuals on the internet. If you got nothing else to do, bro, go do something. There's a whole world of opportunity out there. Go live your life. Don't come on here every time, troll, talk trash, and leave. You got nothing better to do? Is this really what you want to do with your life, bro? Like, I'm dead serious, man. This ain't even that much of it. Like, I'm just on a live stream, just chilling out. You come here every time, say something in terms of just start trolling, saying some one thing. You're mad because your team lost. My team can lose, bro. You wasting your life. My team lost. That it is what it is. I don't play for the damn team. As a fan, hey, it's unfortunate my team lost. I spoke my piece and I moved on. Went and did some other things while for the rest of the day, handled some business, did some things, got it done, and came to do some live stream. They lost. It is what it is. But Juan, this is your life, bro. You do this every time. You come here on every live stream, you talk trash and you troll. Is this all you just do with your life, bro? Like, seriously, you ain't got nothing to do? You gotta be a teenager. No grown man is doing this. I know you gotta be a teenager. No grown man is spending his life like that, because if you are, you really got a sad life. You gotta be a teenager, bro. Ain't no grown man doing that. I know ain't no grown man doing this. It's only teenagers that think it's cool to just troll on the internet. So I know this is a teenager, because there's no grown man that is doing this consistently. So I know you a teenager. You just out here, you young, you got plenty of time to waste, so you're gonna spend your time on the internet trolling. Do you, bro? But I know you ain't no grown man. No grown man gonna waste it when you got so many other responsibilities and things you can be doing and much more interesting things you can doing in life. Nah, no grown man's coming on the live stream to troll every single time. So I know you a teenager. Definitely you're depressed. Hey, Juan, I mean, if you're gonna try to speak on what's going on with you and kind of project what you're going through, it is what it is. If you're depressed, Juan, I don't know what to tell you, man. Go figure out your life. I feel sorry for you, Juan. I really do. I really do. I feel sorry for you, man. I really do. You know, you come here every day and you troll. You got nothing else to do. I feel bad for you, bro. I wish you the best of luck in life. I wish you get the help you need, because clearly you got nothing else to do, and this is how this is just what you do with your life, you know. This is how you ease the pain, I guess. Hey, man, if I'm here to help you ease the pain in your life, by all means, show up. I'm here for some positivity, you know. I come here and talk trash, but if you're going through something in life and this is what brings you joy and this is what brings you any positivity in your life, by all means, Wands, if you can't be happy in life unless you're trolling, do you, bro? Do you? Whatever pain you're going through in life, whatever trouble you're going through in life, I wish you the best of luck, man. Because it's only the truly depressed people or the truly empty people that have nothing to do in their lives that come here and constantly troll. That's just how it is. And it's funny, it's always a different type of trolling. Like Brandon will come here and talk trash. Brandon will come here and talk trash. Brandon, like he's laughing, you lost the Jaguars. Brandon will come here and talk trash. I know Brandon gonna go off and do something else, because he's just gonna talk trash. He's specifically here to troll me, because he knows I said we weren't gonna lose to the Jaguars, and he's here to troll me. So you got it, bro. You got it. You got it. You got it. No, bro. I mean, you saying trolling's being realistic. I mean, you said several times, I'm talking to my mom. You don't know anybody that's in this place, and then you're just making assumptions saying I'm talking to my mom. You said on several times I'm depressed. I don't know what's going on with your life, bro, but you come here, you troll, you say weird things. No, Brandon, I'm not saying like you're trolling. I'm saying you're here to talk trash. Brandon, you're not here to troll. I'm not saying you, Brandon. You're not here to troll. You're here to talk trash. I said the Jaguars, I said ain't no way in hell we were going to lose. So I know you here to trash talk, because I said we ain't going to lose, so you here to laugh at my pain. You're always welcome, Brandon. I know you. You don't do any wild stuff. But Juan always comes here with this weird vibe. Like, we'll be sitting here talking about a football game like, man, this team's doing that. This team's balling out. I'll be commenting like, oh, my God, what a touchdown. Everything's having fun. And then this dude will come up and say, you're depressed. You're really depressed. Like, that's just weird behavior. Do you know Engraven Vids? Yeah, I know Engraven. Engraven's the homie. We talk occasionally. So I know Engraven. I've done a couple collabs with him, too. He's awesome. Shout out to him. But yeah, Juan, again, if you're going through anything in life, bro, I mean, find some friends, find some loved ones. I wish you the best of luck in life. Life isn't easy, man. Life isn't easy. We all deal with tough times. We all get depressed at times. I wish you the best of luck, man. No matter what you're going through in life, be it you a young man or an older person, whatever you going through in life, I wish you the best of times. I wish you the best of things in life, man. Whatever troubles you're going through, I wish you the best. I mean, this behavior isn't normal, but you teenagers apparently think it's fun or you find that entertaining. That's just you, bro. And Ravens think Lamar ain't getting resigned. I don't blame him. Did you see Lamar at the end of the press conference? Lamar is tired of this, bro. Lamar is tired of this crap. He's about checked out. Like, I swear the Ravens are going to have to choose between Lamar and Greg Roman because I think he's reached his limit. He really seems like he's reached his limit. But yeah, before we get back, hey, best of luck to you, Juan. I don't know what you're going through in life. I wish you the best of luck, bro. You know, if this is what brings you joy in life, you got to reevaluate your life, bro. That's all I'm just saying, bro. If this is what brings you joy in life, reevaluate yourself, go out, get some friends, find somebody to hang out with, and just go do something. Because this is not the type of behavior you want to be doing when you're young, especially in your teenage years. Because you're not going to get those back, I guess. You know, they always say when you're young, you're not going to get those years back. You should not be spending it online trolling people. I wish you the best of luck, bro. But then again, you're young and you're hard-headed, so you're not going to listen. You're going to come back to the next stream, say the same thing, and, you know, it is what it is, bro. I mean, you can take the advice that can help you, or you can continue to act like a child and continue to troll. It's your choice, you know. If you look back on it in 5 years and say, what the hell am I doing? You just look back at it in 5 years and say, what the hell am I doing? Anyway, let's move off of that. Wish that young man the best of luck, because some of y'all on the internet just really be sad. We need to ask, what is the point of being rid of Roman? Not just because of Harbaugh, but are we putting up T and Keith on some pedestal? The pass game coordinator and the wife. Okay, see, the thing about it is we've all sat back and said, in terms of change from Greg Roman to potentially having T. Martin be the offensive coordinator, we've sat back and said that it's not, we don't expect it to all of a sudden magically fix every single issue here. But a big part of what that could do or what that could mean could be something positive, because we've seen this before. And of course, it's always cheap to use that, but that's the number one thing we point to because it worked. You know, that doesn't guarantee it would work this time around, but it worked. 2012 Super Bowl team, we had Cam Cameron. The exact, well, not exact, but similar circumstances to what we're dealing with right now were happening, where the offense wasn't getting anything going. It was inconsistent. It was constantly messing up. Penalties were happening. At times, they were being very conservative when they didn't need to, and it led to plenty of offensive drives stalling. People were getting frustrated. Even Flacco was speaking up, and Flacco doesn't speak up. I still remember the whole the video that was showing it, where he was just going back and forth and saying, man, we 12 for 15 on offense here. You know, we being way too conservative. We're not getting down the field. We got to put some points up. And he was like, I'm not trying to argue with him. I'm just pointing out that if we're going to win in the playoffs, we can't be this conservative. And I'm like, Flacco speaking up. So when I heard him say that, I'm thinking to myself, this guy got to go. I mean, if Flacco speaks up, this guy got to go. So that kind of just set the tone there. When Flacco was speaking up, we knew Cam Cameron had to get out, and he did. So now you're in a similar situation, and Lamar's not going to speak out. That's just not how he is. He's not going to speak out in terms of like calling out certain people in certain situations or being overly aggressive saying that guy's got to go. No, but you could tell he's very frustrated, and he looks like he's reached his limit. It really looks like he's reached his limit, and I don't know how much Lamar can continue to take of this. It really looks like he's reached his limit. So, getting rid of Greg Roman doesn't automatically solve your problem if you just get rid of him and move on to T. Martin. But it does clear this cloud that seems to be slowly covering Baltimore right now, especially when it comes to the fan base and probably some animosity in that locker room towards Greg Roman, especially with the offensive players. It may clear that cloud and you get a new outlook. It could be a better outlook. It could be a worse outlook. Who knows? But right now, there's some sort of dark cloud that's there because of Greg Roman. And I don't know. It just doesn't look like it's going good. But yeah, that's just how it is. Really seems like the coaching staff can't develop players, only seem to be happy with proven old players. I mean, that's been a thing for the Ravens for quite some time. The only players they can somewhat develop are defensive players. Defensive players are the only ones they can develop. They can't develop offensive players. So that's just kind of how it is, which is why they get a lot of veterans offensively. I blame EDC too, because this shows why you invest in receivers. Multiple passes drop in the end zone. I mean, we've been speaking on that for years, but hey, it's fun if you get productive receivers, you know, because they're so productive they can get the job done. All these people that keep talking about these productive receivers, like, oh, that's going to make the difference. Well, where are those productive receivers now, huh? Where are those productive receivers that were dropping the passes? Where was Devin Duvernay when you needed him, huh? I'm just saying, these productive receivers, it is what it is. You may have already talked about this, but what do you make of getting out of the huddle late and delay of games? That is something Greg Roman's been doing for a decade. And let me tell you, fans are so tired of answering these questions, they're going back and pulling the receipts. I'm seeing people pull up articles that directly talked about the issues that the Niners and the Bills were dealing with penalties regarding delay of games. Go check it on Ravens Twitter. They're pulling up the receipts. They're not playing around. Every time we bring this up, the minute somebody tries to say, well, it's Lamar's fault, people are pulling up the receipts now. They're going back to articles that were written in 2012 to prove a point that Greg Roman is doing the same thing he's done for a decade. That's how bad it is. That's why he got to go. So what's happening with the delay of games? It's something he's been doing. He did it in San Francisco. He did it with Buffalo. He's doing it here. He hasn't changed. He's not going to change. It's not going to be better. It's not going to improve. Watch within the next couple weeks. It'll happen a couple times again. It's not going to get better. This game also shows we can't rely on Andrews this season. Andrews has been locked up and hasn't been able to get open as much as he has in the past seasons. We have been figured out for the past 3 seasons. Yeah, Andrews hasn't been himself. He hasn't been the same since he came back from that injury. So I don't think he's 100% healthy, and it's showing. So that's kind of just how it is. So I think that could be a problem. Why don't we put this effort into finding Greg Roman's address and trolling him and his loved ones? I'm not doing that. That's crazy. We can have problems with Greg Roman, but I'm not going to bring a man's family into it. That's going too far. We make jokes, but you're not going to start bothering the man's family and friends because you're mad about how things are going in a football game. That's just wild. That's actually just wild. Excuse me. All right, sorry I had to answer that phone call. It was important. But, nah, you good, Brandon. You good, Brandon. Sorry, the Ravens still playoff contenders. Yeah, they're still playoff contenders, but I wouldn't pick them to go to the Super Bowl. But yeah, we don't go after that man's family. That's just wild. Maybe this loss will make people learn in the organization. No, this organization hasn't learned for a decade now. Ain't nothing going to change. It's hilarious because we went against Greg Roman and his offense in the Super Bowl, and now we're dealing with it. Yeah, the Niners dealt with it there too. And that's a big part of why he's not there and why he was gone after 2013. But people won't talk about that. Yo, Lamar reminded me of Allen Iverson in that press conference. It seems like he's losing it. Well, Allen Iverson was kind of different. He was having some. That whole practice rant was a whole different case that we're not going to go into. He's already explained that several times. After that Pat Ricard screen, Lamar is justified to leave. Homeboy is sick of this offense. Why did they choose Greg Roman over Lamar? I don't know if they've chosen Greg Roman over Lamar, but they're going to have to make a choice. And it looks like they're going to make the choice of picking Greg Roman. So it is what it is. Just got to get used to it. But it is what it is. Oh, you said watch them choose. They're probably going to. If we let Lamar walk, I'm not watching another game. I'll just check you and Ingrid updates. That's wild, General, but I feel you on that. I do. The delay of game yards kill Lamar's confidence in the team. It does. It does. Hey, don't let the trolls get to you. You're a good man watching football with us. All of. I don't let the trolls get to me. I always try to give people advice. It's not like I'm perfect in life, but a lot of the times you see the trolls here on these streams and stuff. They're usually just teenagers that don't have anything to do with their day, and they think it's cool to just troll and try to rile people up. I never let people on these live streams get the best of me, because at the end of the day, it's online, and at the end of the day, the minute I stop this live stream, I still got to go live my life. And I got things to do and things to watch afterwards. I still got to go to work tomorrow, so I mean, the most stressful thing that's going to happen in my life is waking up on a Monday morning and having to go to work. So that's what I got to deal with. Some random troll on the internet is not going to get to me. It's not going to stress me out at all. What's going to stress me out is having to wake up and travel. Let me not talk about how long I got to travel and how long I got to drive. I'm not trying to think about work right now. That's actually stress. That's actually pissing me off about having to think about going to work tomorrow. But, yeah, I never let the trolls get to me because, they're just going to talk online. It is what it is. What do you think of Lamar's tweet? You know what? I'm seeing that here. People are talking about Lamar's tweet. Yeah, when he went back at that fan. I don't blame Lamar. I already said this since before the start of the offseason. Lamar's on demon time. Just because the season started does not mean Lamar has gotten off of demon time. He's still on demon time, and he does not plan on getting off of demon time. Lamar's not taking any crap from anybody, and it's showing up right now. It's showing up right now. So, if you provoke Lamar, you're going to get the attention you want. That's all I'm going to say. If you provoke Lamar, you will get the attention you want. And it can go either way. That's all I'll say about that. Hurts will win the Super Bowl before Lamar. Well, his team set up to win a Super Bowl. In 2019, we were set up to win a Super Bowl. We choked. Philly don't follow in our direction. I wish the best of luck to the Philadelphia Eagles. I have some things I don't trust about y'all defensively, but, maybe you still get it done. Who the hell knows? I'm just saying, just do what you got to do at the end of the day and see if you can win. Just don't choke in the playoffs, bro. If I'm the Eagles, watch out for the Niners. That's my only advice. If you're the Eagles, you need to watch out for the Niners. Don't think you're invincible. Watch out for the Niners. I think out of every team in the NFC, the Niners are the one team that I feel like everyone heading into the playoffs have to be wary of. That Niners team is scary. They can win football games even if Jimmy Garoppolo plays like trash. If Jalen Hurts does not ball out, Philly's not winning. If he doesn't have a good game, Philly's not winning. If Jimmy Garoppolo plays bad, the Niners still find ways to win. I'm telling you, bro, the Niners, the way they're set up offensively, defensively, they're one of the most talented teams on both sides of the football, and they find ways to win games at times in spite of Jimmy G being bad. That's not a team you want to mess with. So, Philly, watch out for the Niners. Other than that, I think you can beat the Vikings. I don't think you should be afraid of anybody in your division, be it the Cowboys, be it the Giants, be it the Commanders. I don't think you should be afraid. Really, the Niners are the one thing I would say the Eagles need to be concerned about. I think everybody in the NFC needs to be concerned with the Niners, but that's just me. We'll see how that goes. Harbaugh said it was hard to fire Cam Cameron because they went to Bible study together for 5 years. That's how Harbaugh made decisions back when he still could be held accountable. No one has. That is true. That is true. Wish he would do that now, but I don't know what sort of relationship he has with Roman, but he gotta go. Brady about to break records on the Louisiana football team next Monday. Lamar has always been stoic, but during this season, he has been way more emotional, frustrated on the field. He doesn't look happy. Doesn't look happy at all. He's been on demon time, and he's not taking this nonsense. Like, he's really. Now, you're all good, Brandon. You're free to talk trash. I got nothing else. You say what you got to say. He's really on demon time right now. Yeah, I agree. Roman is not going anywhere, and neither are the Ravens, and that's a shame. That's why Lamar should go and prosper. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. That's all I can say. What's going on with my man, Raven C? How you doing, bro? Oh, wow, that's a bad. So that was a good hit by the defense. How you doing, man? Appreciate you stopping by. He lost his voice. Yeah, my mic was off. Yeah, wow for that one. My mic was off during that time. The players lost this game more than the coaches. They did. But the coaches still had moments where they could have been better in terms of certain play calls and especially certain decision makings. Like, you can say whatever you want about the players in certain aspects in terms of execution. Sometimes the play call and decision making has to be there. A timeout could have been utilized at any point during that final drive. That really could have helped because they looked gassed at that point. Could have helped. I hate when I hear that losses build character, or wake up call, or we should wake up and watch out, and people do this emoji. I do hate that. I do hate that. I hate the whole, oh yeah, this losses build character. We should just, take this and build off of it and improve and come back next week. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't hear that crap at all. I don't hear that crap at all. I've never watched the Ravens and said there's no next year like I'm doing now. I could easily become a casual. Only reason I'd regret it is I love my Raven YouTube is, hey, you can feel free to be a casual and not deal with this on the week-to-week basis. The stress is not good. That's why I've kind of toned back. Like, legit, for much of the week, I'm just doing other things. Yeah, going to work, hanging out with friends, occasionally talking, watching whatever I got to watch, playing video games, chilling out. I don't stress. Sunday's the day for me to get stressed and talk about the game, but Monday I'll come here all chill. I'll make a video tomorrow maybe talking about what happened, and you'll see me all chill and calm and cool and collected. Don't let the Ravens stress you out, bro. That's just not good. Don't let the Ravens stress you out. Most stressful thing is having to wake up for school and seeing the Ravens sports media pop up on my YouTube after every loss. No one wants to hear the media completely crush your team after a loss you had no reason losing. That's one of those situations where it's just going to annoy you and piss you off in every single fashion. Funny enough, Green Bay has all 3 timeouts and they're down by 7. So technically, if they somehow make a stop here, which I don't think they're going to against Philly, they could get the ball back and try to tie the win to send this to overtime. But Philly would have to massively choke here, which I don't think they're going to do. For some reason, I have the 49ers going back to the NFC Championship game. Carlos, I wouldn't even disagree with you. I think the Niners are the most dangerous team in the NFC right now. The Niners are the most dangerous team in the NFC, and I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, you have to be concerned about that squad. I think everyone in the NFC needs to be concerned about the Niners. That is a squad that can win a football game, even if Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't contribute a damn thing. That is scary. That is very, very scary. How do you feel about Lamar having to clap his hands mad fast because there's like 1 second left on the play clock? I hate it. But it just goes to show you his personal frustration of having to constantly call for the ball and just nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden the delay of game happens and he's ready to just throw the football and lose his mind. He's getting tired. He's really getting tired of the nonsense, man. He is just getting tired of the nonsense. At some point, I'm telling you, bro, a mutiny could very well happen because your quarterback is getting sick and tired of the nonsense. The fan base is sick and tired of hearing the same crap, and things ain't exactly going your way. Maybe it's time to reassess the team right now. Maybe, for the sake of everybody, Greg Roman needs to go. You're not saying Greg Roman's the one at fault, but a change needs to happen. And you can't fire a rookie defensive coordinator. That's not going to help the team. Greg Roman's been here for years. You got rid of Wink Martindale. Maybe it's time for Greg Roman to go. Maybe his time has come to an end. He's been here long enough. Let him go. There seems to be a cloud that's slowly emerging. M&T Bank Stadium is slowly emerging Baltimore. It's just this cloud right there is engulfing all of Baltimore, and it's Greg Roman, and it's been a problem. And even if he's not the one to blame, which again, I wouldn't blame him for this loss because I don't think he was the reason we lost. Got to look at the defense for that. There's just something there about Greg Roman that's just killing the fan base, and there's some problems there. There's just some problems there, man. There's some problems there. Greg, you have to make some sort of change. Some sort of change. If you really want to get to where you want to get to, you got to make a change. Wow. Okay. Well, the game's over. If the Packers could have made a stop there, maybe you get the football back, but it is what it is. I really thought Tucker was going to hit that field goal because it was literally going straight. Bro, there was a tale of a tragedy, man. It went up in the air, and I was so happy, and I was screaming in the live stream, Tucker is the GOAT. Tucker is the GOAT. Tucker is the GOAT. Tucker is the GOAT. He missed it. No. It was just a wave of emotions, and I feel bad for Tucker because, man, he loves being in those moments, and you know he's always ready for those moments. And I know he believed he could hit that. He was just a yard short, and we know he can hit from 70. But in that situation, it was just a yard short. Given the circumstances, that was really difficult. Really wish the offense would have put him in a little bit of a better position. I mean, if you would have given him 2 yards, he makes that kick. But it is what it is. The Eagles and Niners make the NFC Championship game. I'm gonna root for the Niners because Jimmy G is hot. Okay, bro. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it, Vonnie. That was a good comment. Love you for that. That was a good comment. That was a good comment. You get some love for that one. And then it's always Morgan Moses with a holding call. Morgan Moses has started to become a problem on the offensive line. His name is constantly being brought up. When an offensive lineman's name is constantly being brought up, that tells you he's not doing his job well. Because you're not supposed to hear from an offensive lineman consistently. You're not supposed to be hearing from him. If you're hearing his name come up consistently, that means he's causing penalties. So this is what it is. It's not Tucker's fault. Yeah, it's not Tucker's fault. I kind of look at the offense and say, bro, y'all couldn't get him like 2 more yards? Like, that's good from 65, 66 yards. Y'all gave him 67. You got to look at the last play where they had 10 seconds left. I feel like if you could have just checked it down a little bit earlier, or maybe Lamar just gets the ball and just takes off a little quicker, maybe you could have been fine. How come Vonnie's thirsty comment was fine, but mine aren't? Because Vonnie made one comment. You make a comment, or 2 comments, or 5 comments every single live stream. I will say this though, you've been chill today. You've been chill today. I guess you've been calm today. But there have been plenty of times, Simple, where you've made the way too many. I gave you like 10. I legitimately gave you not 10. I gave you 5. I saw the comments early on and I gave you 5 and I said, all right, man, you can be as thirsty as you need to be. I gave you 5. But then you started wilding with it and you started asking for my sister's number and I'm like, all right, bro, you done lost your chances. So that's a bit of a different situation. But you're on probation right now. Yeah, what's going on, Kevin? Definitely stressful times here, man. It's not a good look. It's just not a good look, man. It's just not a good look. Imagine we get rid of Roman next season and Hollywood comes back. That just proves Hollywood was right the whole time. Don't see Hollywood coming back, but who knows anything can happen, I guess. I got a question. Who was the backup for Mark Trestman and what was wrong with Mark play calling? Mark Trestman's play calling was awful. I mean, we couldn't move the ball with this play calling. Like, this dude was calling terrible. He was throwing so many checkdowns, and they were getting nothing. We couldn't get anything going downfield. Mark Trestman couldn't get anything going downfield in the pass game at all. Like, I mean, nothing. Like, I mean, they weren't even attempting to throw passes 15 yards. It was way too many damn checkdowns, and everyone got so sick and tired of it after 2 games of watching him do that. I remember the Bears game. That game was where I was like, I'm so done with Mark Trestman. I was at my cousin's house, and I was losing my mind, and my cousin was asking what's going on. My sister's sitting back and saying, he's just talking about the Ravens. The offensive coordinator's wilding. And I was just sitting there like, Mark Trestman, fire this dude today. He just, long story short, Mark Trestman was just bad as an offensive coordinator. We'll just leave it like that. At least Greg Roman at times at least he has something he can lean to. The run game, he can lean to that. We couldn't even run the ball with Mark Trestman. Nah, we couldn't run the ball. We couldn't throw past 10 yards. That was, oh man, I don't even want to get back on that. His play calling was terrible. Just awful. I honestly think we might need to think about not re-signing Marcus Peters. He clearly isn't the same guy he was 3 years ago. He's not even getting the picks we want. Yeah, that is true. That's going to be a conversation we have to have at the end of the season, too. Marcus Peters is being coddled so bad that he just looks... he looks to shed the receiver... Or he looks to try to push the receiver in bounds instead of breaking up the catch. Or looks to strip the receiver in bounds instead of trying to... Yeah, he's always trying to force turnovers, which I appreciate. But, dude, just kind of make the stop. I don't need you to always try to force turnovers. Make the stop. Need Kyle Hamilton back next week. Oh, yeah. Yeah, y'all were talking some things about... What year was that? 2015. Actually, no, it was 2016, I believe. 2016 was Mark Trestman. Yeah, 2016 was Mark Trestman. And then 2017 was... Marty Morningweg. 2017 was Marty Morningweg, and 2016 was Mark Trestman for like 5 weeks. Because it was like the first half of 2016 was Mark Trestman, and he was awful. And then we went from Mark Trestman to Marty Morningweg, and then Marty Morningweg kind of just stood there for like 2017 and stuff like that. Is Stanley out for the season again? No, not as far as we heard. He had an ankle injury. It's not severe, but he just didn't play in this game. So it is what it is. Do you think Lamar would win the Super Bowl if he got drafted to the 49ers in that scheme? Would Shanahan? Yes. I don't know how many he would win, but yes. If Lamar Jackson was on the Niners right now with those weapons and Kyle Shanahan's scheme, oh my God, that's just a Super Bowl right there. That's a Super Bowl right there. I think any good quarterback that goes to the Niners is going to be in the Super Bowl. Oh my God. Just thinking about Lamar Jackson on the Niners, the possibilities are just going through my head. And just thinking about it, I could see some records being broken, man. But we ain't got to talk about that. I know there's many problems going on, but what would you say is the biggest problem in one word? I could choose one of two words. You could look towards execution or you look towards coaching. You can expand on either one of those categories, but execution or coaching. Those are the two categories you can look at. So the biggest problem, you can say the biggest problem is execution. Biggest problem, you can say the biggest problem is coaching. More people are going to lean towards execution than coaching, but you can go with either or. Remember when you told me, oh, you did. See, simple, you took my advice. Congratulations to you, man. Like I said, what did I say? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So, hey, just shoot your shot and see what you get. So, congrats to you, bro. I'm glad you found some success there. Actually got a swish. Way to go. Question, who would you hate to deal with more, Chip Kelly or Greg Roman? Why are you trying to do this? Why are you doing this to me, man? I thought we were supposed to be cool. Why are you trying to make me answer this question? That's from the Chappelle Show. I mean, I clearly modified that, but I'm not going to tell you what segment that was from, and I'm not going to tell you exactly those parts that I edited, but that's definitely from the Chappelle Show. But yeah, why are you doing this to me, man? I thought we were friends. Why are you making me answer these type of questions? But I don't want to deal with either or. D-line player from Denver yelled at Russell next to the head coach. Just pretend to. I didn't see that. Man, Denver's so sick and tired of Russell Wilson. It's not even good. They're so tired of Russell Wilson. The defense never got any time to rest thanks to our offense. Reminds me of the Dolphins and Bills game. Pretty much. Not to mention, Marcus Peters got abused the entire second half. I mean, they just abused the hell out of him. The funny thing is, if you go back and look, when Humphrey was on the field, Lawrence didn't even look towards Humphrey's direction. Not once did he even attempt to throw where Humphrey was. Well, I mean, I think he did once or twice. But he threw towards two people. He saw on one side, it was Marcus Peters. I could exploit that all day. Let me do that in the second half. He looked on the other side, saw Brandon Stevens. This guy ain't about anything. He's not Marlon Humphrey. I can exploit that. I'm going to be honest, bro. I understand you wanted to have Marlon Humphrey in the slot, but I get it, but y'all were getting cooked on the outside all game. At some point, make the adjustment and move At some point, make the adjustment and move Marlon Humphrey to the outside. Move him from the slot and put him outside. You put Brandon Stevens in the shot. Because at that point, bro, Brandon Stevens and Marcus Peters were just taking turns being cooked. Look at all of the touchdowns they had. All of them were on the outside. So your corners were getting beat. This dude legit said, I'm not going to target Marlon Humphrey. Why would I try an all-pro corner? Why would I try an all-pro corner? I'm not trying Marlon Humphrey. Let him shut down who he's shutting down. Brandon Stevens on one side, Marcus Peters on the other side. I'm going to abuse the hell out of the outside. All three of the touchdown passes from Trevor Lawrence were on the outside. I believe two was on Marcus Peters and one was on Brandon Stevens. He was cooking on the outside. At some point, look at the coach like, bro, If you don't take Marlon Humphrey and move him out to the slot and put him to the outside, we're getting absolutely cooked on the outside. And y'all keep Marlon Humphrey there? No. Good God. Oh my God. Like, it just kept happening. And I'm like, you're going to make the adjustment? You can make the adjustment and move this dude to the outside, please? Nope, we're not going to do it? All right, cool. So you're just going to keep getting your corners burnt. Brandon Stevens is not good. And Marlon Humphrey's the only one that's great. Marcus Peters, he's not the same guy. So Marcus Peters ain't the same guy. He'll have moments, but he's not the same guy. Brandon Stevens is just not good. Okay, that dude struggles way too much, and he's way too inconsistent for us to sit back and say we could put faith and trust in him. And Marlon Humphrey's an all-pro corner that they had to play inside today and didn't feel any need to try and get him from the slot. Should have gone Geno Stone. They actually utilized Geno Stone at times. I believe they were alternating between Geno Stone and Brandon Stevens. Whenever Brandon Stevens was on the field, they cooked him, bro. They cooked him. He got called for a penalty too. He just wasn't good. It is what it is. Russell was a good guy. Now every ex-Hawks player takes a shit. They do take a shot at him. They really do take a shot at him. Lamar can't bail out this franchise every game. He tried. 62-yard throw to Lamar Jackson. He leads you down the field to give you a touchdown. They get the 2-point conversion to make it a 7-point game, and you proceed to give him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. I mean, come on. How much can you sit back and say Lamar's going to bail you out every week when you're not even giving him an opportunity? I think we should make a hard push for Eric Bieniemy as head coach next year. Do you think it'd be the right move? Don't know, but I mean, I'm not afraid to change. If they wanted to change things up, I wouldn't be afraid to change. I would welcome change. I would have no problem with it. If we were to elevate Team Martin, I'm praying to all the gods I get that notification. What do you think our scheme will be? I think Team Martin understands how to utilize the receivers. I think putting Lamar in a spread offense, something that many people will see, would be beneficial. And if Team Martin can see that a spread offense would work with Lamar and the receivers, I think he would go with that. Hell, he might even ask Lamar, would you like to be in more of a spread offense? Let's spread it around, see if we can get these receivers involved. Lamar would be like, sure, and they would run that. So I think a spread offense would be the solution for that, and I think Team Martin would be willing to run that. But you're not going to run that with Greg Roman's system because they're not built to do that. So it is what it is. It's got to be coaching. You can't really blame execution with players that are not really that good just because we drafted players highly. Owe, for example, you can't, like, true, especially with Owe. Owe hasn't done anything. You can't expect perfect execution. That is true. It is what it is. Do you really think Greg has more? Jesus, man. I swear to God, simple. No, I'm not going to talk about that man's weight like that. I'm not going to talk about how many more pounds he has. That's a wild question. I'm going to let you, whatever answer you believe is whatever answer you believe. I'd rather have Kyle Hamilton on the outside in coverage than Brandon Stevens, and that's saying something. I don't blame you for saying that. Zay Jones did this to us last year. Funny thing is, Zay Jones did this to us. Both Jones actually have done this to us in the past, and because, you know, the other one used to be with the, you know, I'm not going to speak on that. We just keep getting beat by players that know how to play against our defense. Odafe always just there. He's just happy to be on the team. Odafe is slowly becoming a guy. At this point, you could just say he's a guy. Odafe always a guy. I don't even want to say that. I'm not gonna say he's slowly becoming a guy. He's slowly becoming a body. I think Odafe always just a guy. He's just there to try and make plays. But, you know, if he's a body, he's just on the roster. He's getting eerily close to being a body. But right now, I think Odafe is always a guy. He's just a guy. Odafe always just a guy. That's just it. He's not a body. He's not a great player. He's just a guy. He's just there. Whatever happened to Falele? That's a good question. I actually don't know. I don't know why we weren't playing Pepe over Stevens. I don't know about that either. That's a good question because a lot of people ask, where the hell is Pepe? Yeah, but that goes back to EDC. He drafted a bunch of third-string quarterbacks. None of them... Oh, you mean cornerbacks. None of them have materialized. I know what you mean. The problem is that the O-line. There was a time where you rarely saw Gus getting stuff behind the line. Maybe swapping players around might do something. They've tried that. Do you know how many times they've mixed up this offensive line and it hasn't worked? I don't really know how much they could really change there. I miss 2019 Marcus Peters. This one is trash. Well, he tore his Achilles, man. Like, he suffered a season-ending injury and came back from that. Not a lot of people suffer a season-ending injury at that stage of their career, come back and all of a sudden are an all-pro player. I don't know if you can really get that. So nervous. The last 4 to 5 divisional games. Oh, yeah, we do have 4 of our last 5 games are divisional games. Okay, we got Pittsburgh twice. We got Cleveland, Cincinnati. That is true. We got 5 games left, too. Oh, boy, this should be fun. Should be very fun. Good luck, Baltimore. You may very well lose the division. I remember when you said last year Owe is our guy. That is aging horribly. Oh, yeah, when Owe was actually doing something, he was our guy. Unfortunately, a year later, he's gone from our guy to just a guy. I don't know what happened, but he went from being our guy to a guy. And I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. Owe is literally playing to scouting report. An edge rusher who gets pressure but lacks true. That was his report. You know, he can get a lot of pressure, but he lacks the ability to consistently create sacks. Lamar's going to become the next Matt Stafford, stuck in a crap situation for years. Then once he gets freedom, he wins it all. I don't know if that's going to be the case because, I mean, if you can't compare Baltimore and Detroit. Detroit was a pit fire. Detroit was garbage, and it was an awful, awful franchise. Baltimore is not nearly as bad as that. That was hell. I would say that was hell. Lamar is more in purgatory. It's more in purgatory. So we got 6 games left. Okay, we got 6 games left because it's week 12. Yeah, we do got 6 games left. Thank you. I forgot we already had our bye week. We have 6 games left. So 4 of our last 6 games are against divisional rivals. 2 against Pittsburgh, 1 against Cleveland, and the final game is going to be against the Bengals. I think the 2 games we still have to deal with Denver, and then we have another game against who? I don't think it's another team that's under 500 right now that I cannot think of, but we do have 2 games that are just non-division rival play. Falcons, thank you. We got the Falcons and we got the Falcons and the Broncos. So we got the Broncos next week, and then I think afterwards we start dealing with it's week 13 afterwards. So we got Cleveland, and then after that we're different. Yeah, so, yeah, we got Broncos next week. So Broncos and Falcons are the only 2 teams left that are outside of our division. But the final 6 games will be against division rivals. So that could be, at that point, Baltimore can just choke and give up the division at that point. Or they can win those games and hold on to win the AFC North. However you look at it is however you look at it. Lamar throwing the CMC and Debo with read option with them also. Just imagine. It'd be fantastic. It'd be fantastic, bro. It'd be fantastic. It's been like 12 weeks and Owe has 1 sack. Ojabo will miss more than half the season and outdo him. That's a strong prediction, and honestly, I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Lamar leading the team in rushing for 5 straight seasons. 2021 was an unfortunate year for JK. That's still crazy to have your quarterback leading your team in rushing for 5 straight years. Crazy. I can see us losing to the Falcons. Yeah, if we're going to play like we did today, we can certainly lose to the Falcons. The Falcons are actually a team that can execute. They're not horrible. They have moments where they can win, so I could very well see Baltimore blowing that game if they don't be careful. Then again, I don't trust this team right now, so it is what it is. We can ultimately not blame Lamar for any given game. He's been stuck in this trash situation all career long. Also, if you compare Lamar to people like Hurts and Allen who actually have weapons, that's unfair. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. It is what it is. You just got to deal with the circumstances you deal with the cards you're given. You deal with the circumstances you've been given. It is what it is. That's nothing you can really do. I'm going to be honest. The Falcons aren't a bad team. Yeah, the Falcons are not a bad team. Mariota is the same. He's in the same situation Lamar, and when it comes to lack of weapons. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Watch us make Russell Wilson look like he's in his prime. I would not be surprised if I can't wait to talk about this game. How many of y'all believe we're actually I don't want to say this. Not about us losing. How many points do you realistically think the Broncos are going to score? Better yet, let me cut that. Do you think the Broncos are going to put up over 20 points against this Ravens defense? Do you think the Broncos will score over 20 points against the Ravens defense next week? That would be my question. Based on what you've seen, based on how you've seen this team play, and the inconsistencies you'll see defensively and offensively, do you think they will put up 20 points against this Ravens defense? I'm seeing a couple no's here. Someone says 16 points, 24-20 Ravens. My score prediction, that could be the case. Someone says 20, but that's too generous. Someone says 13. Another person, King said 13. Generals with 20 points. Russell Wilson, rookie moment where he shows he's that guy. Okay. That game's going to be something, man. It will. Brock with 24 to 20 or 20 to 17. Too Fast says 10 points. George Max says 15. Carlos says if Russ puts up 300 yards, we deserve to lose. If he puts up 300 yards, we're going to lose. Vonnie saying 9-3 Ravens. That's actually not a bad prediction because the Broncos actually do have a defense. And with the way our offense is playing, we can't even find the end zone. Vonnie, you might be onto something. I think this could be a low-scoring game. Lamar is showing his anger for Greg Roman out on Twitter by spazzing out on others. It's showing, bro. He's so tired and he's so done with this nonsense. Watch Russell Wilson have the Broncos country ride again. Bro, if I got to hear Broncos country let's ride because they won, I am going to lose my mind. Oh, my God. Man, at the end of the day, Russell Wilson, after watch, it's going to be some crazy thing where it's going to come down to the wire. Baltimore's going to be up by 6. The defense is going to need to make a stop to give up a touchdown. And somehow he's going to find he's going to find somebody. I'm not even going to name someone. He's going to find one of his receivers, right? He's going to find one of his receivers. He's going to get the game-winning touchdown. I'm going to lose my mind. And then after that, the Broncos are going to be celebrating and all. And then he's going to be getting reported, right? And they're going to be talking about the game. He's like, man, we executed, man. I'm so proud of the team. We were able to execute. We got it done. We got it done, man. We got to win here. We got to look to next week, man. We just hope to execute. All right, thank you, Russell Wilson. Broncos country, let's ride. He's going to do that exact same thing, that same goofy jog he does. I love Russell Wilson, by the way. He's going to do that. He's going to say, Broncos country, let's ride. He's going to do that same goofy jog off the field, and I'm going to lose my mind on the live stream. I kid you not. If you let Russell Wilson have that moment where he says Bronco country. Let me see this for a second. I want to check something out. Let me check something out here for a second. I need to check this out. Oh, Baltimore's at home. If you let this man come into M&T Bank Stadium and walk off that field with that Broncos country let's ride nonsense, I am going to pop off. No way. Bro, I'm not even going to... No. Speak it into existence. It's going to happen. I don't even have to speak it into existence. The way this team plays, it could very well happen. Oh, my God, bro. If we lose, Bronco fans going to hit us with Ravens flock. Let's ride. And I'm not ready for that. You're going to hear about your Ravens flock, let's ride. Ravens flock, let's fly. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It can't happen. I can't let that happen, bro. I can't let that happen. Ooh. Maybe I should go to this game and be there in person. I don't know. I don't want to go to the Broncos. I don't want to go to that game. I might just because I might have to storm the field if they lose. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that, but we can't let that happen, bro. We can't let that happen. We cannot let that happen. We go to the end zone and don't put up points. And when Lamar said in the press conference, it works in practice, I was mad at him like, you got to be for real at times. I mean, what can he do? It can work at practice because sometimes they do things at practice that they never do on the field. We've seen in the past that they'll run plays in practice that they never run on the field. You think Des Bryant was lying when he showed the film? How about that one-leg touchdown? Yeah, it was crazy. That's how we lose. What a Sunday for everybody, huh? Ravens flock's feeling terrible. On the bright side, the Commanders won. I mean, well, this doesn't help out Ravens flock, but me personally, watching the Commanders win and be a 7-5 football team, they're 7-5. Seattle lost. We beat the Falcons. Bro, right now, let me tell you something. The Commanders are in the playoffs right now, and guess who they got next? The damn 7-4 Giants. Two of the next three. I'm sorry. It's like I can't see two of the next 3 games because we're on a bye week. The Giants are playing. My mistake. The next two games for the Commanders. Against the Giants, bye weeks, against the Giants again. I'm telling you, we're either sweeping the Giants or the Giants are sweeping us. After those 2 games, the Commanders are going to be a 9-5 football team or 7-7 football team. There's no in between. I don't think they're splitting. If we lose that first game to the Giants, we're getting swept. But if we beat them that first game, we're sweeping them. I think that's just what's going to be the case. But, I'm going to need Chase Young back for that game, please. Because I need somebody to get to Daniel Jones. Also, we got to worry about Saquon. Like, I don't need Saquon having a major day against us. But I do worry about having to go up against the Giants' defense because there are some concerns. Heineke knows he's got to play better down the stretch because he did not play well against the Falcons. After that first drive where he looked like he meant business, he kind of just didn't do anything, and he threw a stupid pick before halftime. He always got to throw that one pick. That's just Heineke, man. But, yeah, if we beat the Giants, bro, we beat the Giants. That's a whole new conversation. Giants at that point, they lose to the Commanders twice. They'll be a 7-6 football team, and I'll be laughing because that means the Commanders have a great chance to make the playoffs. Sorry. Let's get back to the Ravens. That was just a different thing. That's a personal thing. I see us scoring a random 34 points next game. That's so inconsistent. It could very well happen. This team's inconsistent as hell. If they lose to Denver, I'm driving my boat through the harbor onto the field, and I will raise hell. Do it. I hope everybody storms the field. Please don't do that. We don't need to cause issues. But, I mean, I hope everyone goes on Twitter and trashes this team if they lose that game. The Ravens ruined buying tickets for me. I wanted to go to multiple games. I didn't trust them. I didn't trust all the games I was going to buy tickets, and they have. Oh yeah, you didn't trust going to any of those games, so you chose not to buy those tickets, and it kind of ruined the games for you. I feel bad, man. I feel bad for you for that situation because like you could have went over there and had some fun, but it is what it is. Honestly, guys, to me, it ain't the end of the world. It's just a reflection in the mirror situation. I mean, dude. They're not going to win a Super Bowl. With this squad, you're not winning a Super Bowl. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the end's kind of justified the means. They'll be a playoff team. They'll compete. They'll be complacent with where they are, but they're not going to the Super Bowl. So, we don't really have to worry about that, I guess. So, this is what it is. If you want to say it's not the end of the world, you're right, it's not the end of the world. It's not really that serious. If you're talking about them, not really competing, it is what it is. Also, remind you, yeah, that is true. Tucker was sneak dissing Russ on Marlins live stream. Oh, bro, if we lose that game, we're in trouble. Chiefs 49 Super Bowl repeat. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case, but it could be a repeat. Those two teams may meet each other again. I'll be damned if we lose to the Steelers twice. Imagine that. Could very well happen, man. Could very well happen. If the Ravens have the same record as the Commanders, I'm going to lose my mind. It could very well happen. Baltimore's 7-4. Commies is 7-5. Who calls them commies? I've seen a bunch of people try to call them commies. I'll say Washington. I'll barely say the Commanders. But who calls them commies? Who really does do that? There are people out there that'll say that. But yeah, Commanders are 7-5. They're right there with Baltimore. So you may be losing your mind sooner rather than later. Somebody is going to make a 30 for 30 about the 2022 Lamar Ravens team. I don't know who's going to. Someone should get on that. I call them the Commandos. Oh, you call them the Commandos. The Commandos? I got you for that. Chiefs versus Bengals next week. Chiefs can win that game. I'm sorry, Chiefs. Bengals could win that game. Bengals could definitely win that game. It's not going to be an easy game, but they can win that game. They survived against the Titans, but that Kansas City game is going to be tough. Never say never. That's why all they need is to get to the playoffs. 2 4-seeded teams won the Super Bowl last year, I believe. King, I've said this 100,000 times. I'm going to say this again. The most basic thing you can do as a fan is have hope in your team and believe they're going to get to the Super Bowl or win the championship. Be it basketball, be it football, be it soccer, be it whatever sport. Any team sport. The most basic thing you can do as a fan of any team sport is to have hope and believe that they will be successful in winning a championship. That's the most basic thing. And when we have to say never, that kind of just shows you where you are. You think the Kansas City Chiefs are sitting back here saying, well, never say never. We could certainly go on a run. Kansas City's not worried about a damn thing. Kansas City's trying to prepare to set themselves up to get the number 1 seed so that the playoffs go through them. Like, they're not. You think Kansas City's sitting here today thinking, well, never say never. We got to say that because of how our team looks. You think the Eagles right now that are sitting at the number 1 seed are saying never say never? Come on. When you have to resort to that, that should just tell you where your team is at that situation. It means that you don't have a good chance of making it. You're just hoping that you have a magical run. Imagine Deshaun cooks the Ravens defense in 3 weeks. That'd be funny. Wouldn't be surprised. Ravens are not investing in Lamar, and it shows. So frustrated. It's frustrating, and you can tell Lamar's frustrated himself. They're going to have to make a decision very soon. And whatever decision they make, they'll just have to go with it. Their tickets are expensive as hell just for them to lose. Those playoff tickets are going to be expensive. assuming they make the playoffs with the way they're playing. They could very well miss it because they got divisional games, and that could cost them the division too. If we let Lamar walk, then the front office should be let go. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Do you plan on going to a playoff game if we get a home game? I plan to, but I don't know if it's going to be a fun one. But I do plan to if we get a home playoff game. Thoughts on the Sean Taylor Memorial? I think it looks bad. Seems like, dude, they put a jersey on the mannequin and just put it in a weird, wacky trophy case. It was absolutely, it was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, that's how you honor the dude. That's how you honor Sean Taylor. That's just take that moment and just add it to the file of Washington's embarrassing display of just anything. Just the corruption, the terrible things that's going behind the scene, how they choose to handle good or bad things. I mean, it was just garbage. That's how you choose to represent the man. It's a memorial for Sean Taylor, and you just put his jersey on some wacky mannequin and put it in the trophy case, and that's how you honor him? This franchise has been corrupted. I can't wait for Dan Snyder to sell this damn team. I'm so tired of it. But, yeah, I'm only focused on the players and the coaches. In terms of the franchise itself, I want this franchise to burn for the most part, but I want it to burn and then be brought back up. It needs to burn. And how can you burn this franchise? Get rid of Snyder and every piece of crap that was associated with Snyder, that saw him do that nonsense, didn't say a word, and in fact contributed to some of those issues. Because there's so many cases that are going around. Anybody that helped Snyder do his dirty work, when Snyder finally sells his team, you got to go with him. We need to purge this franchise and start anew. So I need this franchise to burn all the terrible cancer that's in there and then start anew. The only thing positive about this franchise is that the team's winning right now. The team's winning, so we kind of have to overlook what's happening. But we're just hoping for the best. We're hoping Snyder sells the team and we can just move forward from that. But I'm getting tired of it. Why the hell was Boyle on special teams and not on offense? Why are we paying him still? Yeah, he's not going to be here after this season. I honestly do not believe he's going to be here after this season. Snyder has dirt on a lot of owners. They're scared to say something. I hope you would show that dirt and then just leave. The Broncos game might be the game where the Ravens have me jump into the Inner Harbor. I would not be surprised, man. They lose that game. It's really going to look bad on them. Ah, man, it is 12 o'clock. I was supposed to be here for half an hour, maybe an hour at most. I kind of went a little bit overboard here, especially because I planned. I mean, we got Monday Night Football tomorrow, so I'll probably live stream. And I might do a live stream anyway, even if I'm not covering the game, because we're still going to continue to talk about the Ravens. But give Tucker Lamar's contract. Nah, just pay all the money to Tucker and Lamar and just have that be the case. But, yeah, I think I'm going to cut it here. Went a little bit. Oh, Colts versus Steelers? Nah, we'll just live stream and talk about the Ravens. I'm not about to deal with that nonsense. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here because you gotta go do something else, man. It's 12 o'clock. Probably gonna go to sleep. I gotta work tomorrow. This is what it is. Forget elite. Can't we tandem imagine Lamar and the Washington command? Nah, that's actually good weapons if he actually ended up. That's a good team right there. With the way the Commanders' defense is playing and the weapons you have offensively, if you had Lamar there, that would actually be a good team. And I wouldn't mind it because he'd be at the DMV, and I'd be okay with it. Will the Ravens franchise tag Lamar? Probably. I don't know if they're going to pay him his money, and whatever they try to pay him is not going to be satisfied unless they somehow win a Super Bowl. So it is what it is. Seahawks got kicked out. And the Commanders got in the playoff picture. Yeah, the Seahawks got kicked out. The Commanders are in the playoff picture. They're 7-5. They're the 7th seed. They face off against the Giants next week. Then go on the bye week and then face off against the Giants again. If they beat the Giants twice, they're going to be in a real good spot to make the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. Even if they don't, if they somehow split and finish 8-6, they'll be in a good place. But we'll see what happens. Lamar just needs good receivers. He does. He does need good receivers. Question why Roman still has a job. Because the Ravens don't have the guts to fire him, like I said in my video. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate that, Vonnie. You have a good night, too. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys showing up here and showing some love and support. And I'm going to cut it here. I will see you guys tomorrow. With that being said, that is all I've got. Try to enjoy the rest of your night. Go get some sleep, bro. The Ravens probably put everybody on edge. Go get some sleep. Ravens flock, go get some sleep. Prepare for the terrible basic, generic press conference that John Harbaugh is going to have tomorrow where he repeats the same thing and nothing changes. Prepare for that because we probably will talk about that on the stream tomorrow. And yeah, with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And with that being said, that is all I've got. And I'm out of here, man. Peace.